Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Video number 1 of 2 as usual on here now, and it's funny because yesterday I done the second video. It happens all the time on here. 5 minutes later, and yesterday was a late video, right? It was a late video. It came, I think, at what, 11:30 UK time, which is a little later than what I like to post in terms of the second video of the day. 5 minutes later, what happens? We get news about Mason Mount and the rejection of the bid and what Chelsea have decided to do. So I am going to discuss all this morning. You are welcome, or actually early afternoon. It's the early afternoon here. So we'll discuss it and we'll see what pops up later on. So make sure you are here for video number 2 of the day later on tonight as we round up everything that has gone down today. So without further ado, let's dive right into what went down last night about this whole Mason Mount story and how Chelsea are not playing checkers. They're playing chess, and Man United need to understand who they're dealing with here. Because I think, look, we've criticised the owners and we've done all of that, right? But when they play certain moves that are clearly just very smart, you have to say it. And in this case, I think they're playing an absolute blinder. So let's get right into it. Here's David Ornstein with what went down last night. Chelsea reject a third Man United bid for Mason Mount, 50 million plus £5 million add-ons. Chelsea make a counter proposal of 58 million plus 7 million and offer to meet Manchester United to find an amicable solution. There's hope of a quick resolution so the 24-year-old doesn't miss pre-season and the start of a new campaign. And that came from The Athletic. And as well as that, Fabrizio's spoken about it. We've seen all the others speak about it last night. There's one guy that pops to mind there. Mr. Bedad Egbali. It's him. I can tell it's him. It's him. And I like the way he does his business here. Why? Because if you go back to this whole Enzo Fernandez deal with Benfica, do you remember there was a little bit of news that came out, I think from Record Portugal. And I know we had our thing with Record Portugal, haven't we, because of Ugarte. But they came out and said that the negotiations between Chelsea and Benfica for Enzo almost resulted in a physical confrontation at one point. So when I hear that and then I see this, Chelsea are now offering to meet Manchester United in person. Let's meet, right? Let's sort this out face to face. I can't help but think Egbali walking in like prime Phil Mitchell in his heyday going, listen, you're going to accept this bid or you're going to face certain consequences. And you don't want to face certain consequences. So how about you just stay in my good books and we do this like decent men? You know, it reminds me of that film from Legend as well, where he comes in and he's like, that's a rolling pin. I come here for a shootout. Like, I can't help but think that's the direction it's all going in. So, look. And look, I've seen Man United fans going, no, walk away. All Man United fans are like, no, this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. Walk away. Turns out Manchester United are not walking away. They know. And look, as I said, Chelsea have put a counter offer there. 58 plus 7 makes it 65 total. Done. Accept. Right? They're going to meet face to face. We'll see how this ends. This is going to get very, very interesting. We'll see how this ends. The fact that if they are going to accept to meet face to face, I'm quite optimistic. I think Chelsea will win that negotiation. I do. And it's nice to see. It's nice to see not us just bend over for anything. We are being a little bit stubborn where it needs to be. With someone like Azpilicueta, no problem. We're going to terminate your contract. Go and join, no problem. When it comes to someone like Mason Mount, yeah, we're going to take every single penny we can. Simple. And Manchester United need to know who they're dealing with. And just like we used to criticise Marina about being too stubborn. Sometimes you got to be a bit stubborn. And the right moments in this summer window so far, it seems like we're picking the right moments to show a bit of stubbornness. And that's exactly what we're doing with Manchester United. And I hope we get our way. I'm quite sure we'll get our way as well. We'll see how this is going to end. I do think 58 plus 7 is a little bit much. I think that's done on purpose to try and come to an agreement of maybe a little less. I suspect, remember I was saying 55 plus 5? I reckon 55 plus 7 in and around that margin could be done. I do. I think they'll talk, they'll come face to face, they'll bring that initial fee a little bit down, they'll keep the add-ons and leave it as that. That's how I think it'll end. And if we do that, that's a great deal. So overall, that's the latest on Mason Mount. They're going to meet face to face, Chelsea and Manchester United. And oh man, I wish I was a fly on the wall in that meeting. I wish I was a fly on the wall. I mean, I can't wait for... I'm going to have to start calling Bedad Egbali Phil Mitchell. I'm just going to have to. I can tell. He is a modern day Phil Mitchell. So anyway, if you don't know who Phil Mitchell is, by the way, proper top end East End gangster type in a big soap here in the UK called EastEnders. Go and check him out. You'll see. Just type his name in YouTube and you know exactly what you need to know. You'll see everything that you need to know. That's it. Let's move on. Caicedo. We've got news from Ben Jacobs. I know some people have fallen off Ben Jacobs, but I'm going to hold him to this. I'm going to hold him to what I'm about to show you, because I hope this happens, and if this happens, cool. He's got his reputation back. So here's the latest with Caicedo by Ben Jacobs. Chelsea will make a big push for Moises Caicedo, who is keen on the move. Although £100 million figure or plus figures are often quoted, 70 plus 10 appears possible, and Chelsea's starting point has been lower than this. So we'll see if 70 plus 10 is actually going to bring it through. I hope it does. There's more from Ben Jacobs. Obviously, Brighton want as much as they can get, but they won't deny Caicedo a move for a fair offer. Those close to Caicedo still insist the fee shouldn't be more than Real Madrid paid for Aurelien Tchouameni, and that's quite fair. Also, from a Brighton perspective, worth listening to my interview with Paul Barber from January on how the club values a player. So, yeah, if you want insight, go and have a look. That's the CEO of Brighton, by the way, Paul Barber. And, look, that's a good comment that was made about Tchouameni, because I think in terms of bracket, in terms of ability, in terms of the type of deal, in terms of the age, it's all quite very similar. So I think that's a good reference point for sure. That's a good. I didn't know that was the case. I've literally just seen it as you've seen it now, and I think that's a good reference point to make. So overall, yes, I hope. Look, if we get him for 80 million. I'm absolutely happy with that. 70 plus 10, I think is a great deal. A great deal. Considering we're actually generating loads of money from sales. We are, I think, so far, coming close to, if I'm not mistaken, is it 150 or 180 million? I need to double check. But there's more. There's more. The Mount saga's not gone through yet. There's still players that are going to be, we'll see if they're going to be shipped off. Let's wait and see in terms of how much overall is going to be generated, but we are going to generate a lot of money. We are. So, yeah. Now, talking about someone that's coming in, and it's already done, I didn't actually comment on the here we go, but we've got news this morning in regards to Nicholas Jackson. Here it is. Main part of medical tests for Nicholas Jackson will take place today. Chelsea are finally checking contracts with Villarreal for a €37 million deal. Deal completed on Friday and now set to be signed, as Jackson will be unveiled as new signing soon on a very long-term contract. That long-term contract apparently is above 5 years, which I don't know how that's going to be done, because there was a rule put in place by UEFA, wasn't there, that it can't be more than 5. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But apparently it's 6 or 7. Or there's 5 and then maybe an option for 2 more or something like that. But it's a long deal. €37 million is higher than the 35 that was initially quoted. The release clause was 35, but I think they've come to an agreement on the payment structure and the instalment. So Chelsea have allowed Villarreal 2 more million just to accept the structure. And that's good business, as far as I'm concerned. What's €2 million to us? Let's be honest. It's like, what, maybe £1.6 million or so additional? If you get a better payment structure for that, it's worth it. So, yeah, there we are. That's the latest on Nicholas Jackson. He will be unveiled soon as a new striker. So nice to see we have a number 9. And he's not going to be the main guy. There is apparently someone else coming in. If you didn't know already, I've referenced this on many videos. Chelsea are going to go after another striker, a main striker. We don't exactly know who, but Nicholas Jackson is going to be in the squad as, I guess, a number 2 striker. And it's a bloody good number 2 too. So, 2 twos. Let's move on to the latest on Koulibaly, Saudi. That's the latest. I'm quoting the news from June the 21st, which was 3 days ago, that a verbal agreement's in place. It's basically a here we go. It's all done. Contracts are about to be signed. And now today he has ticked that off and gone, yep, it's done. Basically, he has signed. Koulibaly is a brand new Al Hilal player, and it's a matter of unveiling now. He has gone for, it's £17 million. I'm going to say this again. People like Gary Neville and all them lot going crazy about Chelsea doing business with Saudi. We've got 17 million for Koulibaly. We've made a loss. People are going crazy because we made a loss. We made a loss. How much did we pay for him from Napoli? We paid 30, if I'm not mistaken, or 35. We only got half back. He played for us for 1 year. We lost half the value. People going crazy. Oh, you're doing business with Saudi. Ziyech. We bought him for 35 million as well, didn't we? If I'm not mistaken. Sold him for 8. Oh, Chelsea are criminals. Like, honestly. Anyway, let's move to it's one of the big stories of the day, and it's elsewhere from Chelsea. It's about Declan Rice and this whole Manchester City Arsenal saga, and this is going to help Chelsea. This is going to help Chelsea because it's nice to know that Declan Rice, I think, has preferred a certain move to a certain club, and it works in Chelsea's favour. Here it is. Man City held talks with West Ham this week over a move for Declan Rice, but they did not submit a bid. During the discussions, it was made very clear that Declan Rice prefers a move to Arsenal over Manchester City, as per ex-West Ham United employee. Arsenal's third bid is being prepared, which is expected to be a total package of £100 million. It's come out this morning as well that Man City might actually put a bid in. They are apparently willing and ready to put a bid. But Declan Rice, having to choose between the clubs, actually prefers Arsenal. And ex-WHU employee on his Patreon, this is where he made his comments on his Patreon. I'm not sponsored to be able to advertise that, I'm afraid. So I'm not going to say any more than that. But he has said that Declan Rice, having to choose between Arsenal and Manchester City, is willing more with Arsenal, and I think it's down to Arteta. The discussions of Arteta have just been long going. There's been more of a bond formed. Man City have just come into the equation. Arsenal are so far advanced in terms of dealing with the player compared to Man City that he prefers Arsenal and prefers to stay in London. Which I think some people would say you're crazy, because Man City are Man City and they've just got rid of Gundogan, for example. There's a space in the team. Declan Rice can walk into that team now if he wants, because there's a space right there in that midfield. If he really wants it, he can take it and become a starter. At Man City, the treble winners, up there, living life as a club, as a big club should be run. They've got everything perfect and running for them. Declan Rice prefers Arsenal, though. For Chelsea, it's great, because it means that Arsenal will not be going for Caicedo. I very much doubt that, and Chelsea now have time to go and get Caicedo once they get these outgoings done. Very, very soon, by next week, put in a bid, Caicedo to Chelsea, thank you very much. Hopefully we can get that done. So it works in our favour. But I'm surprised how Declan Rice is going to choose, Arsenal over Man City. Unless if he knows at Man City maybe it will be difficult. At Arsenal, he'll have his starting position done. He'll be in the starting 11 every single week, without question. So maybe there's that. Maybe the London factor, he just hates Manchester, maybe. And I can get that as a Londoner, right? And I like Manchester, I like Leeds. The North is a good place in terms of, living and whatnot compared to London. But if you're wealthy, if you've got all resources, if you've got everything in your favour, London is better, for sure. If you've got money, London's the place to live, 100%. If you're minted. But even then, that's just a choice between London and Manchester. So I agree. I understand from that perspective. Declan Rice to Arsenal, it's looking more and more likely. So let me know down below what you guys think, and we'll see how it all turns out. Now, make sure you're here for video number 2 later on tonight. I will be here for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see all of you then. Thank you very much. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this, and I will see all of you later. In a bit, people. Take care. Have a good day. See you later, and peace.